In this exercise, I'd like to show you two of the tools that you have in the ribbon of the toolbar to quickly format your paragraphs. I'm in the Home tab. We're going to focus on the paragraph section in the ribbon, focus on alignment and paragraph line spacing. The alignment in most of the paragraphs defaults to left, so when I click here anywhere in this title paragraph, I see it's darkened, means it's left aligned. The next option would be center alignment. Now there's a catch to center alignment that sometimes you need to be aware of. It aligns it not to the center of the page, but to the center of the definition of the paragraph. For example, if I move up on my ruler and increase my indent of the entire paragraph, you notice how the center point for the paragraph changes. That happens whether I do it on the left side or whether I increase my indent of the paragraph on the right side. So if you're using center and it doesn't look the way you want it to, check the indents on the left or right side of your paragraph. The third option for quick formatting is right aligned, and here I have it on the screen. I want to click into the next big paragraph below to talk about the next box we could click on. This paragraph 2 starts out left aligned, but I'm going to justify it. In justified, we find that the text is lined up on the left side on the margin and against the right side on the margin. So I simply click on the fourth item here called justify. Now justified is kind of nice when you want nice even columns left and right, but it's actually harder for the eye to read. So I encourage you to use it sparingly. We'll go back to left aligned. Another issue we have in this particular document is we have a whole bunch of paragraphs that are nested against one another. It's hard to tell where one begins and one starts. Now what some people like to do to build space between a paragraph is they'll move the cursor to the end and do what I'm going to do now and hit the Enter key. It does tend to work, but it's not the most efficient way to do that. I'm going to undo that. Let me show you a much better way. If we click on this tool in the ribbon called Line and Paragraph Spacing, it will help us. I'm going to look at the bottom items first. We can add a space before the paragraph, or add a space after the paragraph, or both. I'm going to click here for Add Space After. Now I clicked on the paragraph. I did not enter a hard carriage return. When I look at my invisible characters by clicking on this icon in the ribbon, you notice there isn't an extra paragraph mark. I just defined this paragraph to have more space at the bottom. Let me show you a little bit more about that. I'll click that off for now. What I'm going to do is go back here and look at my line spacing options. What it did is it added 10 points after my paragraph. I can go and use the up and down arrow. I can increase it to 12 or 18 or 24. Let me do that. And now I have more space without doing carriage return. How many do I need? How do I need to reformat that? So if I click down here, go to Options, it gives me that option. Now I don't have to pick the presets. I can say, okay, I want, instead of 6 point, I can manually type in 3 point, and I can hit OK. And now it's added just 3 points of space between this paragraph and the next. So you have total control here. Another option you have in this drop-down menu is the space between the lines. Right now I have 1.0 spaces. I can do a decimal, 1.15, and I see the results on the screen. Some versions of Word default to that. Some versions default to 1.08. I'll show you how to change that in a moment. But I can put a line and a half, or 1.5 lines between paragraphs. I can put 2, which is in effect double spacing, or I can actually triple space. We'll move back to 1.0. Again, if I want to be more detailed, I can click here, go to my line spacing options, and actually type in the number. If I want to use 1.08, I can do that. I'll click on OK, and this changed it to what is default in some versions of Microsoft Word. So by clicking on the line and spacing options in this drop-down, you can customize many of these things. You can also do tabs. You can change the alignment, the indentation. We'll deal with those in other exercises. The tools in the ribbon related to alignment and paragraph line spacing are really helpful if you want to quickly change the look and feel of any paragraph in your documents in Word. Here at the Sharper Turtle, we hope that you found this lesson useful. And if you have, we'd like to ask you to like us, leave any comment you wish, and subscribe so that we can deliver to you other lessons that will answer questions and solve problems that you have with Microsoft Word. Thank you so much.